Hi everybody, and welcome to Math for Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020. Today we're going to be working with dividing decimals. So I want to show you one thing that I put on the Google Work tab for today so that you have an understanding and help when you get stuck. So if you look at the Google Work tab for today, you'll see this is Miss Mac's Math Work for Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020. You'll see the math lesson Google document, which is what you will want to click on first to watch this video. And then if you need help, I found the Math in Focus textbook online. So all you have to do is click on this link and it'll open up to the Math in Focus textbook. Now the specific pages are 53 to 60, so you want to come up here and it'll say go to page, see? So you want to type in 53 and hit enter, and it'll get you right to the page that we're working on today, dividing decimals. Okay, so this is a helpful tool for you if you get stuck with the strategies of dividing decimals. You can come here, you can read through pages 53 to 60 all the way through, and you can see step by step how to divide decimals. Okay, so let's get started with our actual demonstration lesson for today, dividing decimals. And we're going to start with 8/10 divided by 2. When you work through your work today, I want you to use the bracket and work on your work using scrap paper or a whiteboard that you have at home, maybe, possibly. I only want the quotients on your required work that you have to hand in. So that's meaning only write down the answers. Putting the bracket and aligning this all on a Google Doc is too difficult. So work it out on scrap paper, on a whiteboard, on a chalkboard, whatever you have at home, and only put the answers, the quotients, in the table that I have listed on your required work. Okay, so let's get started. So over here I have 8/10, and I want to put them into two groups. So here are my two groups. Okay, and I have 8/10. So let's start dividing them up into two groups. So here's 1/10, here's 1/10, another, 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 another. Let's see if I hit 8 so far. So 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10. Nope, I still have to go. A few more. This would be a 7/10, and this would be 8/10. So I put my 8/10 into two groups, and if you notice, there's 4 in each group. So the 4 would go up here because that's what I have in each group. And then I'm going to take that away from the hole that I started out with, and you'll see I have nothing left over. Notice how the decimal is aligned on top of the bracket with the decimal by the 8. So again, we're aligning those decimals. Okay, let's try again with another one. So here we have 4/10 divided into two groups. Okay, here's my 4/10, and here's my two groups. Okay, now I'm going to divide them into their two groups, which means separate them, break them up into their two groups. So he's going to come over here, and this one's going to come over here. And then finally, I'm out of everything that I started with. Okay, so notice I have 2/10 in each group. I align the decimal, I put the quotient, and I take it away from the hole. I have used it all. So 4/10 divided by 2 is 2/10. Okay. Let's try some more. Notice how there's a relationship between the multiplication facts and division facts because they are inverse operations. So take a moment to think about your multiplication facts before you start doing this. I will also place a multiplication chart on the work tab so that you have that resource to help you as well. So here we're going to move on. We have 69 hundredths divided by 3. Okay, 69 is a rather large number to draw it out in place value disk, so I'm going to use that knowledge of multiplication facts. First, I align my decimal, and then I look at 6. Well, how many groups of 3 can fit into 6? And if I think about my multiplication facts, 2 groups of 3 can fit into 6. I'm going to take my product away because 2 times 3 is 6. That's a 0, and my 9 comes on down. So now I have 9 hundredths left over. And think about how many groups of 3 can fit into 9. Okay, use your multiplication chart if you need to. I know that 3 groups of 9 can fit. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 3, and I have 9, and I have 0 remainders. So 69 hundredths divided into 3 equal groups is 23 hundredths. Again, this is all on those textbook pages that I linked onto the Google Classroom for today. So if you get stuck, read through those pages. They're really helpful. Okay, so let's look at the next one. 27 and 5/10 divided by 5. Notice how now I put a whole number here. Before we were just working with decimals, but now there's a whole number and a decimal. Does the procedure change? No, it does not. I still align the decimal first. And now I divide as I've divided any other time in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade. I look at a 2. Are there groups of 5 in the number 2? No, it cannot work. So there's a 0. So now I'm looking at the number 27. How many groups of 5 can fit into the number 27? I know 5 times 5 is 25. So I would put my 5 in the quotient. And 5 times 5 is actually 25. Not enough to equal 27, but close enough. And I'll subtract that, find the difference. That's a 2, and I bring the 5 down. And now I have, again, how many groups of 5 fit into 25? Well, I already have that answer because it helped me before. So 27.5 or 27 5/10 divided by 5 is actually 5 5/10. Okay, let's look at one last one. So I have 5 divided by 8. It's a little tricky because I'm working with whole numbers, but Miss Mack, you said we're dividing decimals. Where's the decimal? Just watch. I have a whole number 5, but I want to split it into 8. Can I do that? Let's look. Let's draw my 8 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's my 5. So let's start dividing, see if it works. 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't work because these do not have anybody to fill in that area. So what do I have to do? Well, I have to kind of break this into a decimal. That means nothing can go here. And now I fill it in. Now I have 50, or 5 0/10. Okay, so now, how many groups of 8 can fit into 50? My decimal, I line up here, and I know that 8 times 6 is 48. I'm going to find the difference. I have 2. Now I know I can't fit any groups of 8 in 2, so I'm just going to add another 0 down here. I don't know if you can see it. And I know that 8 times 2 comes close, or there's 2 groups of 8 in 20. And I have a remainder of 4. So in a quotient like this, sometimes we ask you to round to the nearest hundred or the nearest tenth. So if I were to round this to the nearest tenth, I'm going to look at that 2, and it's going to tell me, oh, I'm not further along on the number line than I need to be. It's going to go back to the 6. So it'll be 6/10 if I wanted to round it to the nearest tenth. Okay, so let's do another one. Look at 5 divided by 8. Okay, so let's set up our little boxes here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here's my 5 ones. These are ones. These are whole numbers. Okay, so let's see if we can divide them up into groups. So if I take this one away, it's going to go here. I'll go here. I'll go here. I'll go here. And he'll go here. If you notice, we don't have enough to fill in the 3 remaining areas. So 5 divided by 8 cannot be done equally. So what we have to do is we have to break those 5 holes into tenths. We have to make those 5 whole numbers into tenths. And how do we do that? Well, we make it into 50 tenths. So if I regroup those 5 wholes into tenths, I will get 50 tenths. Now I align my decimal. I know that I can't do the 5 whole and divide it into 8, so I have to put 0 up there. And now I have 50 tenths. I regroup them. How many groups of 8 fit into 50 tenths? So, I have to look at it. I think I can take 6 times 8, which would be 48. If I took 6 groups of 8 wholes and I regrouped them into tenths, I would get 48. And then I'm going to find the difference. And I look that I have 2 left over. So again, not enough. I cannot take this number and divide it into 8 equal groups. So I'm going to add another 0. And now I have 20 tenths. Think how many, if I had 8 and I regrouped them into tenths, how many can fit into 20 tenths? The closest would be 2, which would be 16. Let me just adjust this for you. And if I found the difference, my remainder would be 4. Now sometimes when we have this kind of quotient, we're asked to find our quotient to the nearest tenth or nearest hundredth. Okay, so if I look at 62 hundredths and I want to round to the nearest tenth, let's just look at it this way. So here's my answer, 62, and I want to round to the nearest tenth. Remember, I look to the number to the right, in the column to the right. The 2 says it's not further down the number line than I need it to be, so it's going to come back to that 6/10. So my quotient would actually be 6/10. So if I were to look at 8 divided by 5, my quotient would be 6/10 because I'd round it to the nearest tenth. Make sure you're paying attention to what the question is asking you to do. So again, you have multiplication charts, you have the book with demonstrations to help you, you have this video to rewatch, you have 15 problems to divide on your own today. No word problems, just 15 regular computation problems. Make sure that you're checking your work and hand in the required work at the end of the day. There are some optional workbook pages that you can use to practice. And of course, there's ST Math Now or Prodigy that you can go on to practice dividing decimals and multiplication of decimals. Any questions, you can email me. And I will be having some check-in times posted on your emails tomorrow. So make sure you look for that in case you need some actual one-on-one help. Have a great day.